In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every weapon in Cuphead, including the DLC. So let's start things off with the pea shooter. I would put this in A rank because it has good range, decent damage, a simple yet effective EX move, and also, it's the first weapon you get in the game. Next up, we have the chaser, and honestly, the chaser is going in B tier, because it is quite nice that it locks onto enemies, but the damage is just terrible. It can be useful for a few bosses in the game. Moving on to the Spreadshot, I would put this in A rank because it does a lot of damage up close, it's quite good for taking out swarms of enemies, its EX move does a ton of damage if used correctly, and this weapon would go in S rank only if it had better range. Next up on the list we have the Chargeshot. This weapon is going in C tier because, don't get me wrong, it has probably the best damage out of all of these shots, but its only flaw is that it takes so much time to charge that any other weapon would do the same amount of damage in those few seconds of waiting. The Lobber is joining the Chaser in B tier because it does quite good damage, but I only find it really useful in some fights such as Grim Matchsticks or Rumor Honeybottoms, for example. Next up is the Roundabout Shot, and this one I feel deserves to go in A rank, because it can do a lot of damage and its EX move is one of the most powerful ones since it can hit enemies or bosses multiple times. The Crack Shot has to go in S rank, because it's like the Chaser but on steroids, since it has insane damage and its EX move is very powerful, summoning what looks to be a little planet that acts as a turret, shooting any enemies, and also you can parry your EX move, which will launch it to the boss for even more damage. If you use the Heart Ring charm, you can get hearts on demand. The Twist Up is going in F tier. This weapon has extremely bad damage, and for most bosses, you need to be right next to them to do any damage whatsoever, and its EX move is like the Roundabout EX, but from Wish. But hey, this is my opinion, and if you disagree, leave a comment down below saying where you would put the Twist Up shot. And finally, we have the Converge shot. This is going in S rank without any hesitation, because it does basically the same thing as the Spreadshot, but it's just so much better with better range, damage, and EX move. And that's it for the tier list and for this video. So I hope you enjoyed, and remember, this is my opinion, so if you disagree with this tier list, please put a comment on what your ranking for every shot in Cuphead would be, and with that said, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.